Dennis Herron, who gets the starting assignment on opening night over Michel Dion. His goal average last year, very respectable for the Pittsburgh Penguins. For the Boston Bruins, 27-year-old Pete Peters, starting his 6th NHL season, his 3rd with the Bruins. Last year he had the 6th best goal average, but that is after winning the Vezina Trophy the year before with an average of 2.36. He has recovered from his sprained ankle that he suffered in the Canada Cup.
Al, watch this line for the Boston Bruins tonight. O'Reilly, Linseman, and Keith Crowder should give a lot of excitement.
But Rod Buskus, number 7 of the Penguins, sends it in. Ray Bourque off the boards. It comes out to Bodger, the rookie for the Penguins, and now behind Bodger is Linseman. Herron races to the puck. He gets a bump from Linseman, something you certainly would expect. Keith Crowder, who will be playing against his brother Bruce tonight. This is Milbury. Getting by Mario Lemieux, number 66. It is Middleton. He is turned around by Keogh. Keogh gets it up to Lemieux, 6'4", puts the pass right on the stick of Crowder. And Milbury now circling in his corner, onto the stick of Kostinsky. Ahead it goes to O'Connell. The long shot, it got by Herron right in front, and it's finally cleared. Dennis Herron lucky that that shot was off goal because it beat him, but it beat him wide. And will come all the way down. No score. First 2 minutes of the first period.
Well, let's take a look at that shot by Mike O'Connell. He can really blast a puck, but I don't think that Dennis Herron really caught good sight of that puck until it was very close to him, but it did not hit the net. There you see O'Connell from outside the blue line, blasting away, big slap shot, a little wide of the net.
Casper the draw against Mario Lemieux. There is Lemieux, number 66, and he lifts it right into the Pittsburgh bench to his coach, Bob Berry. Lemieux, the highest scoring junior hockey player of all time, if you could believe the figures. 133 goals, 149 assists, 282 points, taking a 10th place Laval team to the championship his last 2 years. The number 1 draft pick in the NHL. He averaged 4 points per game. And Lemieux stays out there, number 66 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. That long reach, but he can't catch up with that puck. Kaline goes back for Boston. Stolen by Lemieux in front. The shot by Keogh, and it is steered away. So they're an example of just one thing that Lemieux can do. The forechecking and the beautiful pass right in front to Keogh. Bourque is turned around in front. Kaline walks in, and it's steered away by Herron. Cleared out to the blue line. Bourque, the crowd excited, and there is Mario Lemieux, and he is off, racing in all alone. Lemieux, his first shot on goal, and he scores! Mario Lemieux, living up quickly to all the advertisements on his first shot on goal. Walks in on Pete Peters, puts on a deke, leaves Peters out to dry, and Mario Lemieux is now the leading scorer in the NHL.
Al, he didn't even give me a chance to say that the first goal is the toughest one. Watch Lemieux coming in over that blue line. Just big strides this man has got. He goes with the deke, beats Peters cleanly. A lot of pressure off of this young man right now. Scoring that first one, going to his backhand with that deke. I imagine he feels real good about that one.
Well, he certainly looks it. It took him 2 minutes and 59 seconds in his NHL career to score his first goal. As he stole the puck and went in. 2:59 the count. Lemieux during the preseason in 4 games had 8 points, 3 goals and 5 assists. So the Penguins strike first. Mario Lemieux scores, and it's 1-0 Pittsburgh. Peters works behind the net. Ron Flockhart, number 9. It is kept in by the veteran Greg Fox, number 2 for Pittsburgh. Milbury fighting there with Wayne Babich, looking for another life here with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Wheeling away is Flockhart. He sets, fires, and it's off the skate of O'Reilly. Another penalty coming up as O'Reilly working for the puck with Milbury. And Kerry Fraser has had a very busy first period. We haven't played 4 minutes yet, and another penalty is coming up. And we'll return after this word from our local system.
Mike Milbury in the penalty box for cross-checking. There you see it in front of the net. Wayne Babbage going down on his knees. That's because Mike Milbury put him there. Gary Fraser sending Milbury to the penalty box.
3:47 is the time, so Pittsburgh will play with a man advantage. They have Lemieux back on the point with Bodger. Pittsburgh with 3 first-round draft picks. Lemieux was number 1, and Bodger was number 9. So Bodger, a high-scoring defenseman in junior hockey, brings it up to the red line. To Bullard, a 50-goal scorer last year, and Pete Peters carves it up. Some of the things that the Pittsburgh Penguins are looking forward to this year is obviously Lemieux, 3 first-round picks. Also, they have Bullard, a 51-goal scorer, and Keogh and Babbage, 2 former 50-goal scorers. Hopefully, with all the excitement, that they would be reignited once again.
Now there you see that shot by Bullard right from the top of the circle. It was a bouncer. It gave Pete Peters some trouble. He went down on his knees, made sure he got his body in front of the puck.
And also the Penguins with new coach Bob Berry and assistant Jim Robert coming over from Buffalo. So a complete new look for the Pittsburgh Penguins, a team that finished 55 points out of the playoffs last year. And they have jumped out to a 1-0 lead here in Boston. And now Pittsburgh on the power play. Jim Nill fighting through, and here is Casper. Casper, one of the 5 penalty killers, puts a shot right on target, and Herod standing his ground. Bullard trying to break out. 1:10 to go, and the penalty to Milbury. Bullard knocked off the play by the big man in the Boston defense, number 34, Brian Curran, who stands 6'6". For the beef here in the back line of the Bruins, especially effective here in the smaller garden.
Well, let's take a look at this shot here by Steve Casper, and the save by Heron. Heron, you notice, he doesn't go down. He stands right up, plays the angle, gets his body in front of it. Between Heron and Dion, I think Pittsburgh are pretty sound in the goaltending department. Maybe a little bit weak on the blue line, starting to add some youth. Good signs for the future.
Heron had a goal average around 3 goals a game during preseason, which is incredible with a Pittsburgh team when you think of this team over the years. Lemieux tries to put it in front. The Boston defense, and another penalty coming up.
But as you say, during the course of those years, Al, he just seemed to decline in the St. Louis Blues uniform. Always good to see a player, though, however, get a second opportunity with a different team. Now, this is going to be a real test for Babbage.
Remember, he's only 26 years old. Although the Edmonton Oilers took a look at Babbage, had Babbage in camp this year, but on a conditional basis, and returned him to St. Louis. St. Louis left him open for the draft, and so Babbage was claimed along with Bruce Crowder from the Bruins by the Penguins. You would figure Pittsburgh would be a team very active in the waiver draft, and they picked up 2 right wings. Cannon faces off for Pittsburgh against Silk. It comes back to Kevin McCarthy, another one of the veterans picked up in the back line, along with Brian Maxwell towards the end of last year. O'Connell for the Bruins. We have 6 minutes gone in this first period. 1-0 the Penguins on a goal by, yes, Mario Lemieux. On his first shot on goal in the NHL, he scored on a breakaway, beating Pete Peters. Bourque with the Bruins now, a man up for 55 seconds. Last year they had the 6th best power play in the NHL. And it's cleared down, but a high stick is called by linesman Kevin Collins. Went to the Edmonton Oilers in return for Kenny Linsman. Bullard on the attack for the Penguins, a 51-goal scorer last year. It is Brickley. He has a man in front, Shedden, but it's knocked away by Taylor. In front, the backhand, and it hits the side of the net. Bullard looking for the point. Mo Mantha to the slot, but Shedden cannot hold on. In front it goes again, and the Bruins confused, running around in their own zone until Bourque starts it out to Johnson, back to Bourque. He flips the pass. 1 pass too many, and it's cleared away by Brickley. Bourque staying with it. Nill in the slot, the backhand on the screen, and it goes wide. Heron did not see the puck, but it went wide. Johnston walking in, the backhand blocked in front by Fox, and now Pittsburgh gets the puck out of their own zone. 10 minutes, 39 seconds to go in the first period. Penguins 1, the Bruins nothing here in the Boston Garden, as Heron holds on to the puck. And for our local systems, we pause now. USA Sports bringing you the National Hockey League. He was the last pick in the first round. Nobody thought he would stick, but he turns out to be a fine role player. Middleton almost had a chance there, but Heron gobbles it up. That's one of the reasons, Gary, that Heron is starting tonight instead of Michel Dion. He handles the puck extremely well in front of his own goal, and they know Boston's a team that likes to just put it in front and work from there.
Well, the pressure that the Bruins can apply, as they're doing right here, you see Heron going down, making the first save. He's had to make a number of those saves in the last few minutes. O'Connell with that big shot from the blue line. It hit another Bruins skate, in fact, right in front of the net. Heron didn't have to make that particular save.
Doug Kostinsky, number 25, centering the number 1 line. Last year, he was a 13-goal scorer for Hershey. A 9th choice by the Bruins in the draft a couple of years ago. That's 186th pick. Here he is centering now the number 1 line, filling in for Barry Peterson, who will be out 6 weeks with a broken hand. Blum, All-American out of the University of Michigan, and he goes in offsides. Well, Barry comes in, of course, the tough disciplinarian, worked you hard, and this Pittsburgh team came in shape for the preseason. Here's Crowder, saved by Heron, got the pad on it. As he has to come up with his toughest save as Crowder walked right in, 15, 20 feet away. 7:50 to go in this first period. The Bruins on their home ice haven't lost to the Penguins here in 4 years, but now they look for the equalizer. It is Lemieux. It's 6'4" and 200 pounds at long reach. But Linsman, Crowder, sets up the backhand. Saved by Heron. He plucked it out of the air, robbing Crowder for the 2nd straight time.
What a shift Keith Crowder just finished. Going to his backhand right in the slot area. Dennis Heron coming up big. Take a look at it. Crowder seems to have a fair amount of time. There's his first opportunity after Bourque had made him a good pass. Crowder works his way very smartly right into the slot area, then goes to his backhand. Heron pulling that puck right out of the air.
He is one of the older players on the ice, 32 years old, 5'11" and 165, long and lean, and very agile. That was the example. O'Connell plays it around behind the net. It is Busquets, a 6th-round draft pick, who plays it down. And O'Connell chasing after it. He has Andy Brickley right on him. 7:15 left in this first period. 1-0, the Penguins lead. The new-look Penguins striking first here in Boston. Well, they said the only similarity of these two teams coming in were the uniform colors. Both teams' colors, black, gold, and white.
Dig into it.
Controversial trade. Kenny Linsman from Mike Krushelnyski over the offseason. Gary, how'd you look at that?
Well, I think Kenny Linsman adds a lot of intensity offensively, forechecking-wise for the Bruins. Krushelnyski, they didn't seem to utilize that much over the course of the last couple of years.
Peters will hold on, so we'll have a face-off in the Boston end. Pete Peters, after a Vezina Trophy season 2 years ago, a 2.36 goal average, 8 shutouts. Last year, his average to 3.16, no shutouts. Now, for some goaltenders, that'd be just a fabulous season at 3.16, but slippage as far as Pete Peters is concerned. Peters comes out. He likes to roll. Bullard being checked there by Johnston, one of the 8 rookies on the Bruins to start this season. Bodger, a 90-point scorer in his last 2 years in junior hockey. And now the Bruins, but Johnston was offside, couldn't get back. And with 6:40 to go in this first period, Pittsburgh won. The Bruins nothing in the league, winning the Selke Award for exactly that. 1-0, Penguins lead. 6:15 left in this first period. Flockhart in front. Warren Young in the open net, he scores, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Penguins. The journeyman, Warren Young, 28 years old, who has spent more time in the minor leagues than the pros, has Mr. Cheevers very concerned, and the Penguins jump out to a 2-0 lead.
Warren Young, as Al just explained, not much pro experience in the National League. Look at how he beats Pete Peters. Now, Pete Peters is going down awfully early tonight. He did that same thing on Mario Lemieux's goal. He did it now on Warren Young's goal. I think Cheevers would be a little bit concerned as to the readiness of Pete Peters.
Warren Young, who played 15 games for the Penguins last year, had a couple of cups of coffee with Minnesota, had scored 2 NHL goals in his career coming into this game tonight. Rough guy, 6'3". They had thought at once early in the preseason they would put him on the left wing for Mario Lemieux to just kind of help a little extra protection out there. But Young gets the assist along with Wayne Babbage and Ron Flackhart. The goal coming at 13:53. And you think they're getting a little excited back in Pittsburgh? The Penguins, who will go on to Montreal on Saturday, and then Wednesday, October 17th, their home debut on his first shot, scoring his first NHL goal. Byers, his bump by Fox, crushed into the boards. McSorley is there. Milbury kicks it to Marquardt. Byers being run into the boards by Mantha. Byers takes a punch at Mantha, but play continues. 5.5 to go in this first period. Hannon coming in. He has this. He had the long side open, but Peters comes up with a kick save. Fergus heads in for the Bruins. The shot on the screen and hits the side of the net. Hannon for Pittsburgh. And now it is Bodger. And you're a big fan of Bodger.
I really like him. I think that he's going to be a star in this league. Bob Berry, in talking to him before the game, said just watch him. He said he's just going to continue to get better, and he has got no end to his potential, it seems.
Doug Bodger, number 33, chases the puck now. He's just 18 years old. 4:42 to go in the first. Let's go down to Al Trautwig.
Al, just a quick preview of what's coming up here at the end of the first period. First of all, that chat with number 66, Mario Lemieux of the Pittsburgh Penguins. And then after that, a look at the 6 new coaches who face the tough task of winning in the National Hockey League this season. All that at the end of this first period.
And right now it is Mario Lemieux back on the ice, number 66 for the Penguins. Herron takes that shot up high. And waiting for it is Kehoe. Kehoe and Boutet, 2 veterans, sandwiching Mario Lemieux. 2-0, the Penguins lead, getting off to the quick start as Lemieux scored at 2:59 of this first period. Middleton, who is playing without Barry Peterson, drops it for Silk. And the kick saved by Herron in front. Great shot by Kostinsky, but Herron is there as he has been all night long.
Kostinsky was able to just get his stick on that puck. Watch it right there. Utilizing a little bit of a backhand direction, but Herron was able to jump on it. The one problem, I think, with Kostinsky playing center ice between Middleton is Kostinsky is a right-hand shot. Now remember, Middleton plays the right side. That means he's going to get a lot of backhand passes from his center iceman. That's going to be difficult. Middleton likes to get the puck. You like to see him with the puck.
Kostinsky scored 6 goals in 7 games during the preseason to earn this spot between Middleton and Silk. Brickley, 3-on-2. And he is bodied by Bourque, but leaves it to Shannon in front. But no Penguin was there. Kostinsky there, right on the stick of Middleton. Middleton over the blue line, taking the long look. Bourque, he has Kostinsky in front, but it's stolen away by Brian Maxwell, and he floats it to center ice. 3.5 minutes to go in the first period of play. It's the Penguins 2 and the Bruins nothing. The Penguins have beaten the Bruins just 4 times. In front O'Reilly, but Herron dives out and beats him to the puck. Almost a break, but the pass just a little too far in front of O'Reilly, who also left his stick there. Herron may be hurt.
Well, I think Herron hurt his hand. Watch this play. Just a nifty little pass right up to O'Reilly. O'Reilly reaching, but Herron made the smart move by coming out, diving for that puck, but that's where he obviously injured his hand. Now, how bad it is, he's trying to wave it off right now. You see that his thumb is taped already.
Well, it may have been the stick jabbed in on the hand of Herron. Herron, who has been brilliant here tonight in this first period, getting the starting nod over Michel Dion in the first game. He has played in goal more than anybody as a Pittsburgh Penguin, and certainly deserves credit for that. This is his 3rd tour of duty with the Penguins. He has been around and back. And he has been solid tonight, holding on to the 2-0 lead. The Penguins gave up more goals than anybody last year in the National Hockey League. Flockhart, he has a man flopping, and the save by Peters. So the rookie, Brian Curran, going down. But Curran at 6'6", taking up enough ice area that Flockhart could not get the pass across.
Jerry Cheevers is not going to be pleased. Too many 2-on-1 situations. The Bruins giving it up. Now watch how young rookie Brian Curran really commits himself way too early. Goes down on that 2-on-1. Now Peters was more or less left all alone. He went down, made the save, but the Bruins, you just don't see the Bruins give up that many 2-on-1s during the course of a season, let alone the number they've given up in this first period.
Momenth on the screen, but he bullets that one wide. Number 14 overall in league scoring. O'Reilly, Herron comes out. Almost a replay with O'Reilly diving with a stick in front on Herron with 32 seconds to go in the first period.
Well, young rookie Doug Bodger gets back and helps out his goaltender Dennis Herron. O'Reilly once again trying to work his way in there, just couldn't reach the puck once again. Watch number 33, Doug Bodger, takes O'Reilly, knocks him off of the puck actually before O'Reilly could get an opportunity to get anything on it whatsoever. Herron coming flying out of his net, making that skidding save. He would just like to get out of this period right now with no goals against him.
Pittsburgh last year gave up close to 5 goals per hockey game, 390 goals over the course of the season, which was dead last in the NHL. And right now, Herron working on the shutout here in the first period on the road in Boston. The Bruins' nightmares last year after finishing in first place, beating out Buffalo in the last week of the season, then swept in 3 games in the playoffs by Montreal. A long summer for the Boston Bruins, and now they started off trailing 2-0 to Pittsburgh, and we could say now the once lowly Pittsburgh Penguins. They are certainly showing quick signs of life being reborn here tonight in the first period, leading the Boston Bruins by the score of 2-0. So Pete Peters skates off the ice, trailing by 2. And coming up in between periods, Mario Lemieux, the rookie, the #1 draft pick in the NHL, who struck gold tonight. He will be the guest of Al Trautwig. And we will be back after this. The score, the Pittsburgh Penguins 2, the Boston Bruins nothing. Boston Bruins hosting the Pittsburgh Penguins, and surprise, surprise, after 1 period of play, it's the Penguins 2 and the Bruins nothing. Goals by Mario Lemieux in his debut, along with Warren Young scoring in the first, each team with 12 shots on goal. And the Bruins look to put the pressure on early. O'Reilly battling in front. Bourque keeps it in for the Bruins. It is Lindsman, his shot, and it's deflected by Crowder. Another opportunity by Crowder, his 4th excellent chance in the game. This one deflects up high. O'Reilly walks right in, and the shot is deflected. So the Pittsburgh Penguins, you said, Gary Green, their weakness is in the back line, but they have really been helping out in front of Herron here in this game.
Well, they've got some aggressive players in the Pittsburgh lineup, and they've got some strength, so they have to utilize it in their own end zone. Here you see the Boston opportunity. Keith Crowder, once again, as Al had explained, good opportunity to tip it right in that top corner. That's where he was aiming. That's not where the puck went.
Nobody had more than 1 shot on goal in that first period except Crowder, who had 3, and Herron came up with some dazzling saves on all 3 of those shots. But he's beaten to the puck by O'Connell. Still loose in the sideboards. And it is Fox in front. The shot saved. Rebound by McSorley. And it's steered aside. Well, it's all the Crowder boys now getting the good shots. That was Bruce Crowder in front. Omantha rips it in. We're a minute and a half into the second period. The Penguins looking to stun the Bruins here on opening night. Keogh in front to Lemieux. It is Boutet who fires wide. Keogh centers it, but it's taken by Silk. Dave Silk hustled to the red line, and Middleton can't get by. Now it's an offside against the Boston Bruins. On the scoreboard tonight, in the first period, it's Buffalo 1, Montreal nothing. In the second, or rather first period score, Hartford and the Rangers tied at 2. Washington leads Philadelphia 1-0 in the first. 8 other games going tonight in the NHL. 2-0 here. The Penguins lead the Bruins. Penguins have not won in the Boston Garden since 1980, 4 years ago. They've won here just 4 times in 39 games in their existence. Middleton in front, the shot. And Herron may have gotten a piece of it, or it went off the side of the net. Quick action, flash shot. And it's 3-on-2 with Lemieux in the middle. Puts it on the stick of Boutet, who shoots it wide. Mantha looking to keep it in. He does as he takes a hit from Silk at 2:59 of the first period. Taylene shoots it in for the Bruins. Byers is checked there by Bodger in front. Score! The Bruins strike quickly. A bang-bang play. And the Bruins get their first of the season.
Well, Tom Fergus was not too pleased after scoring that goal. He got pushed around a little bit. Nevin Marquardt, number 17, jumped right into his defense. Great wrist action. Wasted no time whatsoever putting that puck behind Herron. Caught him by surprise.
So the standing ovation from the sold-out crowd here at the Boston Garden. It took half a game before the Bruins were able to strike. And it was Fergus who scored 9 goals in 9 preseason games. Bang, bang, right in front. And this is one that Herron could not get.
You see how well positioned Tom Fergus was right in that slot area. Just over to the left of Herron, and he released that puck as soon as he got it.
Kind of feel if it was Keith Crowder taking the shot, Herron probably would have made the save. So the Bruins cut the deficit in half, and now it is a 2-1 hockey game. And now we'll see how the Penguins react as the Bruins tighten the noose. The goal for Fergus from Byers and Marquardt. The time 8:13 of this second period. McSorley for the Penguins. Ahead on the stick of Hannon, and he plays to center ice. O'Connell across to Byers, who gets the assist. And there's Marquardt, who owns the other assist on the Bruins' first goal. Plays it in as Boston looks to make a change. 11 minutes left in the second period. Pittsburgh 2 on goals by Lemieux and Warren Young. And now the Bruins off the opening goal by Fergus with the 1.
Bruce Crowder was picked up in the waiver draft and has now moved to Pittsburgh, and it's interesting that it just works out this way, that he's playing against his teammate in the first game of the season and against his brother.
Here is Lemieux, who is showing that great anticipation right on the stick of Keogh. Keogh's shot goes off the side of the net right in front. Boutet is bumped away by Kasper. We talked about Kasper, the fine defensive forward. He comes all the way back to help out, maybe save the goal. Dill is intercepted. Curran the shot, and Herron smothers it. And right on the doorstep was Johnson. 9:52 left. Some of the Pittsburgh fans perhaps getting carried away and thinking of a possible shutout for Dennis Herron. The Bruins last year were shut out only once all season long, and that in the hands of the Edmonton Oilers. But we could forget about that statistic as the Bruins have struck midway here in the second period. Now trail 2-1, and the crowd really coming to life as Linsman steps in to take the draw against Flockhart. Flocky hockey. Flockhart with Brickley and Mark Taylor, who was not dressed tonight. And also a #1 draft pick, which became Roger Belanger. Off the screen, the bullet off the stick of Milbury, and that is gobbled up by Herron.
One thing about Herron, he gives up very few rebounds. Take a look at this last save. He made sure he got his glove on that and did not give up those loose pucks. The Bruins always swarming around looking for rebounds.
Well, Pittsburgh Penguins with a euphoric first period in which they completely dominated and led 2-0, and now they are feeling the bite, feeling the pressure, and now will feel a penalty. Kerry Fraser whistles off a Penguin. When we come back, the Bruins will be
in the penalty box. Here you see the interference call. He took Terry O'Reilly, number 24 for the Bruins, down to the ice. O'Reilly, a tough man to cover in front of that net area. 10:23 was the time.
The Bruins last season the sixth best power play unit in the NHL. They have Middleton, who scored 16 goals, but Middleton not on the ice right now. Ray Bourque anchoring on the point at 12 power play goals last season. It is Crowder, Linseman, and O'Reilly on the ice. Bourque trying to keep it in, and he does. Shoots it in front. O'Reilly is there, but it is Herron who got the skate on it. O'Reilly turned around by Mantha. Hannon looks in. Can't get the puck. Keith Crowder, who has been all over for the Bruins. It gets out to O'Connell. Bourque fires the shot, and it was a knuckle puck in front. O'Reilly chases it down. 30 seconds into the penalty, and we have a whistle, and this will nullify it. Kenny Linseman will get the gate. 33 seconds in to the Boston power play. They were looking for the equalizer, looking to tie it up, but now Linseman will go off for 2 minutes.
Ken Linseman has had a bad record in the past of taking some penalties at inappropriate times. Speaking about penalties, Linseman 275 penalty minutes 3 years ago, 181. Then last year only 119. It looks as though he's getting smarter as he's getting older, but not a very smart penalty he took right here in this particular case. His team had a good power play opportunity.
Plus, they had the momentum going. Everything was turning their way, but Linseman for holding at 10:57. And now the teams will play even, and then the Penguins will have a power play for about 30 seconds. Both teams skating 4-on-4. Here is Bourque motoring over the blue line. Takes his man outside and shoots it wide. Did everything right, but then shot it wide. Bourque turning on the speed. Silk looking for an opening. Poked away by Bullard, and now Shedden circles out for the Penguins with Bullard on his right. 2 men back for the Bruins. Off the screen, Shedden the soft shot. Great save by Peters as it deflected off of Bullard. Changed direction, and Peters was there.
Tremendous advantage for a goaltender when you're as big and have as much room to stretch as Pete Peters does. A small goaltender would not have been able to make that save. Pete Peters did. Here's that rush by Raymond Bourque. Take a look at the way that Bourque can just cut in towards that net. Tremendous mobility this man has. If he can stay healthy, well, the Bruins will be happy. Here's that save by Peters. You can see Peters was going one way. The puck all of a sudden changed direction. Peters had to go back to his left. He made the diving save with that pad.
Fergus fires, and the bullet goes wide. Middleton can't hold it now. He's chasing after it in the slot. Fans want a penalty on the Penguins. Blum behind the net. They want another penalty as Middleton is decked again. No call made. Middleton looking to get position. You see him scrapping in front. The net almost went over. Blum, he has a man open. And there he is. Taylene deflected by Lemieux. Lemieux using that long reach. Is Middleton again centering. 7:35 left in the second period. The Penguins now with a man advantage for 30 seconds as their man, Buskis, comes out of the penalty box. So Linseman still sits in the box for the Bruins. Middleton. Blum swings and misses. Tries to regain his footing. And that one hits Gerard Gauthier, the linesman. And he just brushes it off. Casper digging for it with Fox. Linseman now coming back on the ice. Teams are at equal strength. 7 minutes left in the second period. Pittsburgh leading the Bruins by the score of 2-1. McCarthy throwing it away in his own zone, and he bumps with Casper trying to get it back. Johnston. It is Nil maneuvering away from the defenseman. And that defenseman, Greg Fox, saves it at the side of the net as Herron had lost sight of the puck. Now Fox is trying to get it out, and he accomplishes that.
Pittsburgh showing some signs of breaking down a little bit in their own end zone as the game dwindles on. The Bruins have got some tremendous offensive forechecking abilities.
Johnson looking in front for Linseman, and Hannon playing a valuable role, really getting back for the Penguins tonight. Looking to keep it in there content with a face-off, and Lindsman trying to dig it free. Herron goes down, the puck behind the net. Here's Lindsman in front, and his stick knocked out of his hand. Very effective way of defensing a forward moving in front, looking to score. And again, Pittsburgh getting the pressure off with the icing. I'm Al Albert with Dan Kelly, Gary Green, and Al Troutwig. And our season opener on USA. The NHL 1984-85 season is underway. And here in Boston, the Bruins having their problems with the Penguins. The stick is broken, and now the penalty. Was he carrying the stick? Yes, you are not allowed to hold on to a broken stick. Dave Hannon lost it. The stick was broken, but he held on to his end, and you have to drop it immediately. And so the Penguins in hot water again. Let's go down to the studio and Al Troutwig. Well, Gary Green looking to claim the title of Karnak the Magnificent on USA. Eagerly awaiting, I know around the league, eagerly awaiting Gary Green's picks. So the penalty to Hannon, playing with a broken stick at 14-16. And now the Bruins looking to apply more pressure, and it is Kenny Lindsman taking the draw and looking not to get back into the penalty box. So Gary Cheever's going with this line, not the Middleton line, for the second time on the power play of Lindsman, O'Reilly, and Crowder. Crowder has come as close as you could come without scoring a goal tonight.
Well, the key here is O'Connell and Bourque on the points, because they can really fire the puck, and the three forwards up front can create a lot of havoc in front of Dennis Herron.
Well, those two defensemen accounted for 21 power play goals last year. O'Connell had 18 goals in the season, pretty good mark for a defenseman, 9 of them on the power play, while Bourque had 12 power play goals. McCarthy shoots it out. Bob Berry, of course, now searching for his penalty-killing unit, using the speed of Ron Flockhart, number 9, and also Bruce Crowder, number 28. In front was O'Reilly, but Crowder comes back. Lindsman saves it. 38 seconds gone by in the Boston power play. Here is Bourque. He fires, and it goes wide. O'Connell takes the rebound. In the slot, Lindsman. Keith Crowder going up against his brother, Bruce Crowder, for the first time here. O'Reilly in front, Keith Crowder. Saved by Herron.
And that, Al Albert, is a no-no.
There's the time remaining on Hannon's penalty. Changes now made by Cheevers, as he has Kostinsky along with Middleton and Silk with Fergus and Bourque. And it comes back to Bourque, looking to spread things out. Bourque, who has that bullet shot, lets it go. That was the snapshot. Here's Bourque again, fires, and kick save by Herron. 4.5 minutes to go in the second period. Bruins looking to tie the game, trailing on their home ice to Pittsburgh 2-1. 37 seconds in the power play. Kostinsky with a crowd in front of Herron, but it never got through. Middleton to the point. Bourque too hot to handle, but he still keeps it in. Dave Silk looking. He has Kostinsky and Bourque. Back it goes to Silk. 20 seconds on the power play. It is Bourque in the corner. Fergus fans. 10 on the penalty. Bourque, they're looking for a good shot. Kostinsky, there it is, just wide. Inches by the post as Hannon gets back on the ice. Silk in front, and he's bumped out of the play at the last moment by number 20, Mo Mantha. And we come back, and the penalty is over with 3.5 minutes to go in this, the second period, and the Penguins hanging on to a 2-1 lead over the Bruins here at the Boston Garden. Bourque, some shifty moves, and what a sizzling shot that Herron got with his stick. Lemieux across to Warren Young, scores! Peters, fans on it. Warren Young, who had 2 NHL goals in his career, coming into this game, has scored his second of the night. And the assist will go to Mario Lemieux, who put it on the stick of Warren Young. I don't think Lemieux, though, expected the assist on that one.
Warren who? Well, take a look as Warren Young blasts that puck. Peters right now being attended, in fact, by the trainer. Well, let's take a look at it again from a second angle. I think possibly Peters was somewhat screened by maybe John Blum on that one.
So after all the pressure at the other end of the ice, Pittsburgh breaks out, and Pete Peters sees a 50-footer get by him. Warren Young, 28-year-old free agent, scored now the second and third goals for the Penguins. Lemieux and Keogh get the assists, the time 16:49. So Mario Lemieux, in his NHL debut, has struck for a goal and an assist. And the Pittsburgh fans have to be extremely excited, awaiting his Lemieux debut at home coming up on Wednesday against Vancouver. You know, Pittsburgh last year averaged around 6,800 per game, no sellouts, and they are expecting their first sellout in their first game come Wednesday.
Both goaltenders have got problems right now. Let's take a look at that goal one more time. You can see that it was somewhat of a screen shot. Number 33 for the Bruins. John Blum right there trying to take that puck off of Warren Young, but Young just very deceivingly shot it. Meanwhile, the Pittsburgh trainer has come out onto the ice to assist Dennis Herron, and he was again looking at Herron's hands. So Peters and Herron both may have some injury problems right now.
And what a deflator for the Bruins. They have been battling back. And here they go again, now trailing by 2. All the pressure on Pittsburgh throughout the period. And the Penguins with run rush come down and score and take the 2-goal lead again. Lemieux stays on the ice. And there is Warren Young digging for it. Young played 15 games with the Penguins last year. He's had a couple of cups of coffee with Minnesota. Pete Peters goes sprawling on that one. You see Babbage, no reluctance in shooting one in from 60 feet. Young had played one game for Minnesota one season, for another, and the crowd getting on Pete Peters, give him a hand for making that save. One problem a goaltender could have with, as he watches all the action at the other end, tends to get cold or stiff. And I don't know if this was a design by Warren Young, but it's certainly smart to test a goaltender after he has not seen many shots through the course of a period. 2 minutes to go in this second. Mo Mantha, offensive type defensive defenseman, brushes it out. O'Connell. So the Bruins have to start up again trailing by 2. This could be an opportunity. Fergus with Marquardt. And the shot was deflected and just rolls in the padding. It was 2-0 Pittsburgh when Fergus scored at 8:13 of this period. And after that goal by Fergus, the Bruins have had 3 power plays. And Herron and the Penguins have stopped them. And now here they are on the power play, trying to set up O'Reilly. The long look. Linseman scores! Kenny Linseman scores his first goal as a Boston Bruin. And Jerry Cheevers knows that it took only 22 seconds of the power play, and the Bruins are within 1.
Well, he didn't have his foot in the crease this time, and it pays off. Takes an awful lot of courage by a player to stand in front of that net all night long, especially on those power play opportunities, and take the abuse that you have to. But watch Linseman. O'Reilly, number 24, just feeds that pass across to him. Linseman doesn't have an opportunity to shoot it. He can only deflect that puck. He's pretty well tied up by the Pittsburgh defenseman, but deflected he did, and right at the right time and in the right position.
1 minute to go in the second period. The Bruins goal, power play, Linseman from O'Reilly and O'Connell. Marquardt also 2 minutes for roughing at 19:36. So we should have a quiet final 24 seconds, but now O'Connell on the rush to center ice. Fox with 8 seconds to go. Pittsburgh just looking to get it out of the zone. Bourque with a check. Puts it in front for Fox with 2 seconds left. And there is the siren to end this very interesting second period. The Pittsburgh Penguins led 2-0 coming into the second period. But Fergus scored for Boston, Young scored for Pittsburgh, and Linseman, with 1:04 to go in the debut, stirred by the first game of Mario Lemieux, and Lemieux has certainly cashed in quickly with a goal and an assist in his debut. And the Boston Bruins playing again, heavily riddled by injuries, key injuries. Barry Peterson, you heard with Al Troutwig in between the second and third periods, out for 6 weeks. Gord Kluzak out for the season. And it's Peterson who really shuffles up the Boston Bruins, being out for that long period of time, especially off the start of the season. But the Bruins swarming in the second period, now looking to equalize it here to start the third. Middleton, but it's stopped by Mo Mantha. And the puck is cleared out. Each team is skating now 4-on-4, the double minor penalties to Maxwell of Pittsburgh and Marquardt of Boston, with just 24 seconds remaining in that second period. O'Connell looking in front, he scores! It is tied! Seconds into the third period, O'Connell had all the room in the world in front as he got the perfect pass as O'Connell walks in and puts it by Herron. All 3 goals for the Bruins have come in similar fashion. The quick shot in front, the deflection, the change of the puck, the change of direction, the pass by Dave Silk. And Herron, no chance. Middleton gets an assist, as does Silk, and this is a new game. 38 seconds in, O'Connell scores the goal coming from his defensive post, and now Boston with some more heat on Herron. Faceoff will come to the left of Herron, who has been a very busy man here tonight, trying to hold the Penguins in it. Penguins led by 2 on 2 occasions, 2-0 and 3-1. But the Bruins have bounced back, and on their home ice have tied it at 3. The Bruins have been very effective right in front of Herron. There they are again. Herron several saves, and it's finally swept aside. An injury in front. The defenseman Brian Maxwell looks like he may have taken a stick right in front. Middleton racing for it, trying to beat Bodger. Dragged down by Bodger. No call made. Curran takes a long look. Silk, Kostinsky in front, saved by Herron, and he gobbles it up with Middleton perched right there at the doorstep.
Dangerous Rick Middleton, somebody that Dennis Herron does not want to see left alone in front of his net. Watch this play by Middleton. He really can sense where to be in the right circumstances. He positioned himself just off to the left of Herron, and when he saw that the puck was coming across the goal mouth area, he moved very quickly in front of Herron, trying to deflect it. What they call Middleton nifty.
He only needed 3 games in preseason to get ready. In those 3 games, he scored 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points. Last year, Middleton, 10th leading scorer in the NHL with 105 points. Middleton right on McCarthy. Cheapers calls Middleton best all-around player. As you see him at both ends of the ice, Silk plays it to center. Bodger again with Middleton right on him. 3-3 score, the Penguins and the Bruins. Kostinsky in front, Silk the shot, saved by Herron. Stays down on the ice, looking to gobble the puck up, and it's finally cleared.
Been pretty impressed tonight by number 21 for the Bruins, Dave Silk. He's had some good opportunities. The former 1980 Olympic player looks like he's fitting in.
Right on through the Stanley Cup Finals, the NHL on USA. What you would say, putting the wood into it. Fergus ahead, the shot saved by Herron. He was right there as Nevin Marquardt streaking in, and Herron comes up with another one.
Notice the number of good deflection opportunities the Bruins have created for themselves tonight. Here's another particular one. Nevin Marquardt, a little upset at the time.
And Gary, you notice where all their shots are coming, right in the slot area, nothing further than 20 feet away. They are getting great opportunities, but so far Herron closing the door well as much as he can. 3 goals have been scored on Herron.
Well, this is where the Bruins really take it to you, Al, especially in their own building. A little bit smaller ice surface here, and they come at you, and they keep coming at you all game long. They not only wear down your defense, but they wear down your forwards that are trying to run the interference and trying to keep them out of the zone, at least giving your defenseman a little extra second or two.
Milbury, and Heron has to make the splits to get rid of that puck. 13:38 to go in the third. And after that first period, when Pittsburgh led 2-0, since then it has been all Boston Bruins. Just a fluke goal by Warren Young, the 50-footer that beat Peters. And right now, that is the difference in this game being tied. 3-3 the score. The Bruins coming out quickly here in the third. O'Connell scoring at the 38-second mark. Maybe Heron has got to it. Mario Lemieux now in the spotlight. He will take the draw. 70 games last year for Laval of the Quebec Junior League. 133 goals, 149 assists, 282 points. 4 points a game. Well, he has 2 points already in this one. A goal and an assist. He's taken just one shot on net. That went in at 2:40:59 in the first period. Kehoe. It's a very rare shot for a Penguin. Later stages of this game. In front, Curran can't get his big stick on it. 2-on-1 with Lemieux, heading the charge. He's with Kehoe. Lemieux in front, and it's still aside in front of the Bruins. Lemieux, the big man with that feathery touch, he was just waiting for the pass, but he ran out of ice.
The rookie, number 34, Brian Curran, played that extremely well. He made sure that he kept Kehoe from being able to get a good pass from Lemieux, and Lemieux really didn't have the best of opportunity to pass it to Kehoe. Goes Mario Lemieux. You see that 34, Brian Curran, coming back, really did tie up number 17, Rick Kehoe.
Not to mention Steve Casper coming all the way back.
Well, that's a familiar position for Steve Casper.
11 minutes to go in this third period. Brickley ridden off the play by O'Connell. Peters gets the stick on it. Not much of an attack for the Penguins in the second, and here in the third period they only had 5 shots on goal in the second to Boston's 14. 35 seconds gone by in the power play. 3-3 to score. Bullard streaking in, looking in front to Batat. Peters hopes he has it, and yes he does. No red light going on.
Peters held that puck right between his pads. He was keeping his balance as best he could. Once again, good thing that Pete Peters is a tall goaltender. He may have fallen back into the net, in which case the goal may have counted. But you can see Peters, pretty difficult to fall back into the net when you're of that height. But number 22, Mike Bullard, really from a bad angle gets off a good hard shot. I think that's about the only place that a shooter from that angle can hope to put it in. Is right in the 5-hole, right between the big goaltender's pads.
Or at least hoping to get a rebound with a man in front. 1:17 in the penalty to Doug Kostinski with 6 minutes on the nose remaining in the third period. How do you assess this new-look Pittsburgh Penguin team?
Well, again, Al, it's very difficult to tell early in the season because of the fact, especially in the initial game, both clubs are really fired up. And as Bob Barry, the coach of the Penguins, said before the game, it's really midway through the season when you tell as to how good a team you really do have after you get a little bit of the enthusiasm out of the way. The initial jitters, call it what you want, but the Pittsburgh Penguins have definitely been an improved team over last year, but now they couldn't really get much worse than they were last year.
Certainly a storybook start tonight with Mario Lemieux, all the hoopla around this sensational rookie, scoring on his first shot of the evening, which is now still his only shot at 2:59 of the first period to put the Penguins in front and get him off the mark quickly. But since that first period, most of the action in the Penguin end, the Bruins really applying the pressure.
Well, I think one noticeable thing is that the Penguins are definitely playing a conscientious defensive style game, and that's going to help them this year if they continue it.
Silk looking for Bourque, fires, scores!
do they love him here in Boston Garden, and well, they should. Number 7, Raymond Bourque, on a good pass from Silk. Watch him. Works his way right into the slot area. What a shot. He takes a look. First of all, Middleton right in front of the net, giving Heron some trouble. There we see Bourque. All alone, he walks right into the slot area. And very few in this league can blast the puck the way that Raymond Bourque can.
Well, they talk about the Goose Gossett fastball. There was Bourque. A shot had to be somewhere around 100 miles an hour from 30 feet out. Last time he went up high on the goaltender, and this time he goes low. So the Bruins have forged in front, scoring 3 straight goals, and now lead it 4-3. Let's go downstairs to Al Crowell. Bourque, first goal of the season, a 31-goal scorer last year. In front, it is Casper. Bourque from Middleton and Silk. So Middleton and Silk have assisted on the 2 Boston goals. Here in this third, Lemieux drops it back, and Peters fights off the screen and plucks it out of the air.
Some good indications right there. Mario Lemieux, after having had his team been scored against, leads a tremendous rush right back up the ice. He gets off a good shot here. That's the signs of a real winner, when you come off the bench and you're mad because you've been scored on and you lead your team. There you can see the drop pass that Lemieux made. Peters came up with the save. Lemieux showing some good instinctive drive.
And right now the Penguins are calling on Mario Lemieux to help get the equalizer. For the first time tonight, the Penguins trail in this game. 14:28, the time of Bourque's goal. He is one of only 6 defensemen in the NHL history to score over 30 goals, with 31 last year. 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go, and now a different tack for the Bruins. They're just going to try to keep it in this Pittsburgh end. Now they have a goal lead, but a 3-on-2. Lemieux hits Kehoe. Kehoe sends it in as he is smashed into the boards by Milbury. Keith Crowder loses to Botek. And he shoots it in. Linsman is back. How far back Linsman was. Circles in front of his own goal. Plays it across for Crowder. Crowder has done everything but score. He's had 4 or 5 shots on goal, and Heron has come up with 4 or 5 neat saves. There's Bourque again in the slot. The shot just goes wide. The Bruins have been feeding in the slot area against Pittsburgh. That has gotten them back in the game. They are getting good shots on Heron. Warren Young, who scored twice here tonight. A night to remember for Young, but now it's the Pittsburgh Penguins on the short side, trailing 4-3. Taylene works his way all the way in. In front again it goes, but Fergus is stopped by Heron. 3:30 left in the third period. Boston 4, the Penguins 3. Fergus. Byers in the slot, gets off the shot while he is falling to the ice. And Ron Flackhart plays it out to Young. Bruce Crowder. It's a 3-on-1. Here's Flackhart coming in. He has a man in front. Crowder, and the save by Peters. And watch Peters. Again, the net came off, and you wonder if he may have helped it with that pressure on him. Take a look. As Peters going from one end to the other. There he is now getting the back. There's nobody on him. He may have been falling back into the net.
Al, that may well be a problem this year with those nets. They may save a lot of injuries, but on the other hand, if the goaltenders start utilizing them to take the pressure off themselves, the league may have to take a look at that one.
After that goal he gave up to Warren Young, the 50-footer has come back to life in the little action that he has seen. Shedden to Babbage, and he dumps it in. Curran for the Bruins, winds it around. Shedden cannot intercept. And Silk shoots it down.
Well, with this 4-3 lead right now, the Bruins are going to want to play good defensive, sound hockey out there. They don't need any more goals to win the game. They just got to keep Pittsburgh off the scoreboard right now. They'll be lined up 4 at least across that blue line, as they were just in that occasion. He's got an excellent shot. If they could ever have won the draw, he would have had a good scoring opportunity.
Mantha shoots it ahead, 20 seconds to go. And the final assault here for the Penguins if they can get it in. Clock clicks down, 12 seconds left. And here is Babbage. Time running out, 8 seconds. The Bruins by 1. 6 seconds. 5. Here's the shot by Mantha right in front. And Peters comes up with a save that ends the game. Too late. The puck shot in by Mantha. But the siren has gone off. Pittsburgh getting 2 great opportunities in front. But Peters shuts the door. And it is all over. The Bruins come from behind and win the home opener against the Pittsburgh Penguins by the score of 4-3. And what a finish around that Boston goal.